What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video. I was just waiting for some new content to be added to Geoguessr and my wish was granted overnight because here we have a new version of Maprunner. As you can see, we have a very fresh looking map here. The world is divided into all kinds of regions. It seems like basically it's just all the countries and then the US for some reason gets split into 5 here or something like that. So that's kind of interesting. But as far as I could gather, this is going to be pretty similar to normal Maprunner, but limited to certain countries only. So for the first one here, I guess because I have my whole account set to Australia, it's going to be Australia for me. I don't really know what it would do if you like set to South Sudan or something like that, but hey, for Australia, that's good for us. Let's find out what happens here. As always, I'm going to be playing in no moving, panning, or zooming, and this is collection 1 of 100, so clearly they're intending for you to be playing a lot on here. But okay, this is cool graphics, I like it. Oh, why did I look sad for a second? Graphics. Okay, interesting. So how to play, I think it's all the same normal stuff here, and let's jump straight into it on flags. Will this actually work as intended? Yes, we're in Australia here, and gosh, did they rig this for me? Because this is right in the very city centre of Adelaide, which is of course my city. We're looking over to the east here. A really good tip for Adelaide is that you'll always have hills east. So let's just jump in here. Obviously, Australia's kind of highlighted compared to the rest of the world. Now, I'm wondering, did they highlight Christmas Island? No. Interesting. So we shouldn't be getting any rounds there, but this is right in the centre of Adelaide, guys. And this is Victoria Square, and we are driving right in the middle of Victoria Square here, so we should be right about here, I imagine. And indeed, we were right there, just 18 meters away. So guys, that is a nice start. What are the chances that it is so close to home here in Adelaide? But let's see what we get next here. That was flags. Okay, there are flags in the center of the city there. Next up we have cities, and this one should be Sydney, I imagine. Could also be Melbourne still, but yeah. This is a New South Welsh light, I believe. So, in which case, just kind of central Sydney here should be fine in my opinion. I'm not really sure where exactly this would be. I might go in like Leichhardt or something like that. Seems reasonable, I think. And it was just a little bit further over there. That is a good guess. So only 2.9 kilometers away. Obviously, we did not basically drop anything there, and we make it through to the next one there. So great work. We've unlocked Australia apparently. And let's see what happens next here. So, next country to unlock. We got South Africa, Norway, Indonesia. All fun countries. I feel like Indonesia actually might be my favorite to guess at the moment, so I'll go for that here. No moving, panning, or zooming Indonesia though it's no cinch. So, but we have both countries available here apparently. So that's interesting. We also got the achievement for 5K. Okay, next one's capitals, so it should just be Jakarta here. That's that is relatively easy. It's probably when you have a bunch more countries available that would be difficult, but for now, that is super easy. Okay, let's take our energy and maybe move on to cities here. See what we get here. Feeling like Sydney again to me, although looks like we actually have a little bit behind my webcam here of Brisbane Meta, which is this like black sticker that we call it. It's really a paint job most times, but yeah, we call it that. And this one should be, yeah, Brisbane, Gold Coast, something like that, because that is Queensland Meta. And interestingly, you can see these two are highlighted, nothing else highlighted just yet, so kind of fun here. And will it be Brisbane? It was the city's map, so it doesn't surprise me that we are downtown in Brisbane there, and that was obviously another easy one. I realized that we actually lost all our progress on my original Maprunner game. I never actually lost Maprunner. I'm still undefeated on that. Japan or New Zealand, I think, are the main fun contenders here. I might keep it in the family here and keep it in Oceania and go New Zealand here for fun. Just so we actually kind of collecting a corner of the earth here. We've actually got all the kind of southeast nations here. But let's find out what happens here. We've got 3 nations available. No, I don't know. I like the look of this so far. Obviously, it is a little bit not very challenging for me, given that it's only 3 countries, but we shall see. We shall see. Don't want to speak too soon. So this one immediately felt like Java. We've got like Javanese roofs here with the kind of intricate kind of tiles on the top. Very dark soil as well here. This kind of felt like it might be more West Java or Bunten to me. So I'll try West Java here, and indeed it was Central Java instead, which is fine. We're only losing 1.2k there, so that's really not a big deal. We got a direction marker here, which I'll be using, and now we have 6 minutes of 40 seconds on these rounds. So this is definitely made for people who are a little bit less experienced. I guess we'll go famous places just for the intrigue, because ultimately we're not going to be losing here. And this, I believe, is Perth, is it not? I'm not really sure what makes it famous, but I do believe we are right on the waterfront in Perth here, where I actually did the fan meetup here when I was there, and I think we're looking at Elizabeth Quay right now. Yeah, that would make sense. And then we have the footbridge across here, the Quay Bridge, which as you can see is just this thing here with the arches here. So yeah, we got the 5K there. Very nice indeed. And 26 meters away. Okay, so that was, we didn't really need a direction marker if I knew the 5K. And we move on to the next one here. So what country will we get next? I'm actually kind of excited to see what the selection is here. And we got Canada, Ireland, and Israel. Obviously, all away from Southeast Asia, so that's okay. I think we'll pick Canada, being my second country of citizenship, and let's head straight into things here, see if we can get some Canada. We've got a red, white, and blue theme going on so far with the flags, which is typical, and here we have capitals. Will it be Ottawa? No. We've got Indo-Maret, which is only found in Indonesia, as far as I know, and if it is the capital, then basically it has to be Jakarta, right? So, I mean, I don't really know what the point of including capitals is when you only have 4 options, because are you really going to confuse them? Unless maybe you confuse like, you know, Auckland, and yeah, somehow Auckland and Canberra could look similar, but I mean, Wellington, sorry, New Zealanders, but this with famous places I thought was Angkor Wat immediately, but we only have Indonesia as our options, so maybe Bali would have like a big shrine like that. Let's find one here. Most of the like big POIs, okay, we have a temple here. I think we'll try that. It doesn't really look that famous though, so I don't know. It's almost certainly like one of these kinds of things here. If not, it could be like Java as well, I think. Regardless, we could use a direction marker here to kind of separate the 2 islands, and let's see what it actually wants to go for. Yeah, if it's Bali and it's kind of pointing down this direction, let's find a temple downtown in Denpasar. Great Mosque. It's not that. Let's actually follow the arrow properly here. So it could just be like around here. I don't know. I think it's pointing to like this area anyway. So I'm going to go for this one. And indeed it was just downtown Denpasar. Oh, wow. That's a huge thing. I don't know how I missed that. Probably showed up when I clicked on the Great Mosque, which is just here, but that's okay. Obviously not a bad result there. These are definitely very forgiving at the start. Like, it's even no moving, panning, or zooming. We have not had a single bit of trouble yet. But the next one here is actually kind of interesting. I could miss the state here. I think it's going to be like South Australia, or no, not South Australia, like Victoria or New South Wales here. Could also be Tasmania, you know. I'm not really sure what this number plate is. It looks a bit green, which would be like a Victorian thing. But then the rest of the round does kind of feel very Tasmanian. Also, we have a bit of a blur on the screen here, which is also pretty Tassie. So I could see this being either like kind of way south here in New South Wales or Tasmania. And they're both pretty live options to me. I think I'll just go for South Tasmania here though. And it was North Tasmania in Devonport. Obviously, yeah, it's really hard to lose. I feel like as long as you know the country on these ones, you're pretty much fine. So we almost have 5 countries here, and we have a new one to unlock. I've been practicing India. We have to choose that here. So let's see if we can get some difficult India ones, because I'm interested to see whether it's actually going to choose the kind of new Indian coverage or what. We only have 1 more country to go in Oceania. Can you actually get Vanuatu? That would be interesting, because there is a little bit of Vanuatu coverage. And ooh, so Australia gets taken out. Now we have 4 countries still. So with a domain, surely this is going to be pretty easy. Looks like Canada, John Lawyer, and we are in the city of Barrie. Now is Barrie in Ontario? I think so, but oh, there it is. Okay, nice. It was. And so, is that spelled correctly? Yeah, it is. So yeah, we should be downtown here. That's a nice and easy round. And yeah, we were just 1 street away. High Street does not surprise me there. Directional marker we will take. Cities, that's obviously more interesting for us. This is interesting. We could actually lose a bunch here. Does that say OT? So Ontario, I would imagine. But it could still be Vancouver. I think it looks more like Toronto, but I'm not exactly sure. I think we do send it downtown Toronto here and hope for the best. It should be downtown indeed. Ooh, it was Montreal. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I don't really know what we could have done there. I don't think we saw any French. And I guess with the OT, I really thought, but I guess ON would be for Ontario anyway, so yeah, I don't know. And the last one is world here, so obviously we can't lose. It's just almost impossible to lose these, honestly. Some of these are actually impossible to lose, right? Because if you lost 5,000 round 1, and then you got 1,000 health as the bonus, and then you got, again, 0 points, then you still make it, right? So, kind of pointless. But okay, this one, I mean, we got to ease the newer players in. They got to be enjoying themselves, right? And this one should be somewhere in Ontario again, I imagine, or Montreal, or something like that. I don't really know. I don't get the feeling that it was BC, although it could be. I think the trees don't feel quite right for like an ocean side, so I will try Toronto again here. And this time we were actually right, which is good. And that is the end. Wow, these are really simple. So I guess we'll go through to 10 here, see if we can go flawless through to 10, because most of these have been 5Ks. Kenya, Sweden, Finland. I feel like Kenya is actually the most interesting country out of those ones for me. So will it now exclude Indonesia? Let's see. So is it going to... Oh, it's going to put all of them in. Nope, it's only going to put 4. So that's what I mean, guys. Like, it is just... Okay, this is more like it. This is more like it now. So, let's go for world. Going to be more interesting here. This looks like Canada. I remember that these kind of fire hydrants with the long bollards coming out are really common in Quebec, but I've also seen here that we have an English street sign, so can't be Quebec. Then this yellow bollard, I know you sometimes get those in Nova Scotia, but to be honest, this didn't feel that Nova Scotian to me. But then again, maybe the fire hydrant does kind of feel Nova Scotian. I don't know. My main thoughts here are like Ontario somewhere, maybe Manitoba, and maybe Nova Scotia. And I think I'm going to test out the yellow bollard theory here. Why not? Like, oh, but it feels so Great Plains, you know, it just feels like a vast landscape in that direction. I don't know if I can justify it here, guys. If maybe not Great Plains, but for me, it definitely feels more so like this part of the country. So I'm going to go against the yellow bollard here. Not really sure what that means if it's not in Nova Scotia, but I think I have to trust that because I also think that's a better hedge if it is Manitoba. And indeed it was Manitoba, just north of Winnipeg there. So that's a big amount of energy gone, but that does make things more interesting, I must admit. So I'm not really too disappointed. Distance marker here, that's going to be pretty clutch, presumably. This one is going to be Wellington. Wellington's actually pretty beautiful. I do like that city. I think if I had to live in one of the biggest cities in New Zealand, it may be Wellington, because it just has a nice vibe about it, I think. And, well, I guess if we're looking at hills north here, could be like kind of looking at this direction here. That could certainly work. I think I'll go for that. And indeed it was in Karori. Yeah, if I could, yeah, I'd live in Karori, I think. That doesn't sound too bad. But okay, next one here, directional markers and distance markers for days. Oh my gosh, it really is just so simple. But here we have Canada again, which has been a little bit more difficult for us. This is a very generic looking suburb here. We actually have nothing to go on here, I swear. So it could actually be like Winnipeg again, you know. I kind of like Winnipeg here. Like, it could be a bunch of places here. But I think this is one for the distance marker. So let's go for Calgary, because that kind of gets everything out here. So maybe it's Edmonton, actually. If that's only 500 kilometers away, then I would use my second distance marker in Edmonton. And that's also 300 kilometers away. So this is Red Deer, I imagine. Oh, well, that's kind of equidistant. So I think we have to be closer to Edmonton, in which case maybe Lacombe could work better here. That looks about correct. What else could work here? Stettler? It's such a small town. Like, does that really make sense? I think I would prefer, like, Red Deer looks more equidistant, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe Ponoka. I don't know, these are all such small towns. This feels like a suburb of a bigger city, but maybe I have it wrong and we're further out this direction. I don't know. I think I'll go for this anyway. And, oh, it was Grand Prairie, of course. So, yeah, I just had the distances messed up in my head. I thought everything was a bit bigger than it was. And actually, I've been to Grand Prairie. Believe it or not, I have been that far north. So, maybe something I should have gotten, but to be fair, I was 13. And the last one here is internet domains. So we can't lose, but we actually came somewhat closer this time. Hammer Springs, New Zealand. Feels like South Island, right? This feels like the Southern Alps. Hammer Springs, wait. Let me try and zoom into where I think it is, and we'll see if I'm right. Is it here? Yeah, Hammer Springs, yeah. I'm not sure how I remembered that, but also the hills gave me this vibe. So can we 5K it? We got the Hammer Springs retreat. The road is kind of on an angle here and it bends around. So Hammer Time, Clear Ridge, Hammer Springs Retreat. It should be pretty findable here, I think. There it is. Nice. Okay. That's the 5K. You know, Zigzag, he doesn't always pull them, but there we go. That is a nice way to finish it off there. And there we go. Clicking on the finishing line there. So look, we're starting to build up our collection of the countries here. This is not too bad, I must admit. And our next choices are pretty easy for me. Actually, South Africa or Italy. I think we're actually going to go for Europe finally here because, you know, majority of the viewers on the channel are European and, you know, it is in some ways the most beautiful continent, I think. So let's jump in here. Okay, we've got some of the original countries this time. They're really mixing it up. This is crazy, guys. Okay, signs here. We are in Australia, and we are coming up to Bunbury, which is down here in Perth. We can just go for it here because these rounds are obviously pretty easy anyway. Flags here is more fun than famous places for me. This is this Adelaide? No. Is this maybe Perth? Actually can't work it out just yet. This flag I think is the New South Wales flag with the shield on it though. So I guess this is like right on the edge of Sydney here, like maybe this kind of direction here. Interesting. What happens if you click outside the country limits? Let's see. I think that probably was within the country limits officially, but yeah, kind of interesting. Distance marker will take, cities, again, these are pretty simple. What countries did we have available here? Well, this is obviously Italy, but does the architecture strike me as more south or north? I think I actually might just go Italy here, though I'm not entirely sure about that. It just feels so built up. And let's just go outside the area for fun. And it was actually Naples. That probably would have been my second guess, to be fair, because it kind of didn't feel like south architecture, but it also didn't feel like north architecture. So middle makes perfect sense there. Directional marker, gosh guys, look at our backpack right now. We have hella. Oh, these actually build up now. These actually build up between rounds. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Actually, I think they should really add these to like jewels or something, or spice things up a little bit. I mean, obviously they're not super competitive, but you know, I do like the concept of them. I think like in casual jewels, they could be a really fun like addition that you could have. You know, in pre-multipliers or something, you could use them or something. Could be fun. Anyway, world map here for the last one. Obviously, we're home and host, but we want to get to 10 countries here just to see if there's anything that happens there or something. This is New Zealand. We got New Zealand street sign, which is the blue one. Obviously, NMPZ, this is a difficult round, but we've got East Coast here. So I don't think it's Gisborne. I thought maybe like this coast, but again, doesn't really seem like we have too much that's actually working very well. Might try this. Could also just be like a suburb of Auckland. I could see that. Yeah, I don't know. There's actually a bunch of places this could be. And okay, what's actually South Island there? Yeah, similar looking coast to where I clicked, but obviously a good 500 kilometers away. That is it for that. Let's pick another country here. I don't really know what we should... I'll just keep on picking the countries that I like guessing in. And I guess now it would be South Africa, New Zealand. I mean, Poland and the UAE. Give me a break, bro. Not the funnest countries, those two. Don't get me wrong. I love the Polish viewers. I love visiting Poland, but not a fun country on Geoguessr, to be honest. Okay, distance marker here. And we'll go cities. This also feels like Jakarta, right? Very developed. Metal pole here, I think, is a little bit sus, but should work fine. Could also be like Denpasar. I could see Denpasar working here. Maybe even the new capital, but I think it just has capital vibes, so I'll go Jakarta. And it was central Jakarta there. Next one here, world. This is South Africa, and I would imagine that this is Joburg, but I could also see Durban working here. We have a blue number plate which fits for both cities. But I think overall, just the way it feels very rich and everything. Now, is that coast? But that would be, if that was coast, that would be west. So it can't be. So yeah, I would, unless it was Cape Town. We can't discount Cape Town here, you know. Ooh, that's interesting. But I think we have a blue number plate, yeah. So I'll go Pretoria here, actually. And it was, ooh, a nice plonk there, 2.6 kilometers away. Very nice indeed. And that's going to be some energy for us, obviously taking us from full health to full health. Amazing. Next one here, Stellenbosch is nearby to Cape Town. And so are the other places, I believe. So we can just plonk it down here. Stellenbosch was here. And I will plonk it between everything that we saw there. And indeed it was nearby. So that's good. Yeah, I mean, we're just still building these up. This is crazy. We're going to end up with... Oh, it literally... I actually don't understand what's going on here. We literally just gain so many every single one we play. They actually don't like carry over between rounds, I think. It's crazy. Oops, didn't mean to move there. This is going to be Kenya now. Can I get a nice guess here? I think often when it look... Okay, I'm trying to like go less based on car meta and more based on vibes here. I think this ravine here gets dry like this, but also kind of looks like this, or maybe near Eldoret like that. And okay, it was pretty close there, so that's a good guess. And the last one here, obviously, bring us through. Okay, so just 2 more attempts to go here, I reckon. And we got 3 more countries to unlock. France is one I've been practicing recently, so I'll pick that over the UK. Obviously, never picking Korea. If you guys know me, you guys I'm never picking Korea. But we have a whole bunch of countries here now. Fun selection this time. A lot of big countries, which I like guessing in. Here we have capitals. This is going to be New Delhi. Couldn't really be anything else, could it now? So let's just plonk in the middle there, and it is indeed the middle. We'll take our distance markers now and move on to signs, which could be interesting. That is a crown, and that is the red flag. So I think that would be the Ontario flag, right? I don't know. I don't actually know my my Canadian flags well, but we're in Cochrane. I actually don't know how to pronounce that either. But I would assume that we're somewhere down south way. Well, actually, looking at the rest of the round, like, there's no guarantee of that. We're only 11 anyway. So we're following somewhere up here, and there we are. Okay, so yeah, did actually have more of a north vibe in the end, actually. So, we appear to be, yeah, I mean, we've got the sign right there, so we should just be on the main street here. Looks like we're kind of at an angle here, or changing angles. So I guess 5th Street is kind of working better than the perfectly east-west 11 here. So also 4th Street possible, but yeah, I think with buildings both sides of the road here, I'm going to go for this. And okay, well, it's just here. Okay, that's what we're looking at, that bend, I guess. Or no, actually not. But anyway, next one here, we'll take our directional markers. Gosh, guys, we are absolutely rolling in these things. We never even end up using them. One thing that's cool is you can press P, and it brings up the map here. And can you do anything here? View all, you can see a collection. Okay, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's just a bit too easy for me. I don't think I'll make another video until they alter it a little bit, because maybe 0.1 seconds we could do next time. That would be kind of be funny, wouldn't it? But cities here, Eric Tattoo, should be somewhere in France here now. Is this Paris? I don't think I got a Paris vibe, honestly. I think the buildings are a bit different here. So, in that case, which city would I pick? Lyon? Dijon? Maybe one of these southern ones. Toulouse could work here. I think Toulouse is actually decent. But maybe not. I think I'll actually go for a Lyon hedge here, just because I actually think it's quite likely as well. And it gives me south vibes, but not all the way. And okay, it was actually in Nancy there, so that's okay. Decent guess. I mean, we did get the Eastern France vibe somewhat. And internet domains is our last one here. We're on full health as usual. Goodness me, guys. And what countries did we pick? This looks like Parisian architecture, these kind of dormers inside the roof there. So yeah, I would just send Paris on that kind of architecture. And indeed it was. So yeah, man, we lost 8 points there. Dude, they're so easy to 5k these, but it is kind of satisfying. It is kind of satisfying in a way. Out of these three, I would choose Greece, probably the most interesting to reach and guess. Let's head straight through and see if we can pull some W's on Greece as well. And is that a 10th country? I think that is. So this will be the last one for the video. We've got Aussie, France, Kenya, and Greece. Looks like an interesting like World Cup kind of group stage mix there. Who do you think? Comment who you think would go out of that. I guess Kenya's soccer team is not that strong. And I think Australia and Greece, Greece on paper should be better, but I feel like Australia, we had some success in the World Cup last time. We beat Denmark, we scored against Argentina, so, wasn't a bad effort from us. But yeah, this one's definitely Kenya, so probably Nairobi is feeling good here. Though, maybe I actually could prefer a bit further west here. Maybe Kisumu, Eldoret. They tend to have really red soil, so I think I'll go for Eldoret here instead. And it was just Nairobi northern suburbs. Also has very red soil as well, to be fair. Directional marker. Let's have some fun with directional marker here. Let it get us the 5k. So this one is interesting because we have like a significant amount of Germanic architecture and German names here. So I would assume somewhere near Strasbourg. So now the cheeky thing we can do is kind of guess like right here, and it should point us to the right way. So let's go like that, and it's going to point us directly to here. So Benfeld should be somewhere around here, I can only presume, unless we're really close already. But yeah, I mean, this is like Alsace-Lorraine has to be it, right? And I think in that case, if it's pointing this direction, then we can simply triangulate by going like this, right? And it should just point us to the exact one. Oh, there's Benfeld. Very nice. Okay. And then Marzenheim is there, but Benfeld's here. I don't think actually, okay, Mittelburg, I don't know. Actually don't see, okay, this one's the one. Marlox, oh, it's not. There's very similar place names around here. Interesting. But Muttersholz. Is that not kind of a funny name? I think that's kind of a funny name. I'm with it. That would be kind of dope. Yeah, where are you from, bro? Muttersholz. Yeah, I think we'll just go here. It probably, I mean, can we 5k? Now, do we have directional, or do we have any? Okay, we do actually have our other power-ups, I think. Oh, we have none. we used our directional markers, I guess, or whatever. So let's try to see if we can 5k anyway. Looks like we, to the south is a, D4, okay, we're on the wrong intersection here. We may not actually be on that, but we got the D468, so we could be here. The D5 as well. So Bar is some way away here. Where would that be? Bar is that direction, and Benfeld is kind of much closer. So I would say we were here, maybe. And we seem to have some kind of like a dog leg here, so we could be right there. I don't mind that. And that would also make sense because we would be on the D468, and then the other place that could make sense is this. So we also have Lump is nearby, but that's also a similar distance to Bar, which I think that really helps. And then Rinau is nearby as well. So yeah. Oh, that's nearby. Okay, we should be here then. This should be the 5k, and we should be south looking there, I guess. And indeed, we got the 5k there somehow. Still managed to plonk the wrong side of the roundabout. But hey, there we go. And we get 3,000 health here. Moving on to flags. This one is looking like it's going to be ooh, that's actually a traveling Albanian plate, I guess. Very interesting, because we are in Greece here. So I guess that my temptation here is to guess somewhere in the west near Albania. So I guess Corfu could work, theoretically. Let's see if we can read this, actually. Eripoi. I don't really know. That's probably a city that I can't quite like make out what it should be, you know? But it could just mean police as well. I mean, Greeks in the comments can tell us. Maybe Nakas will be up in the comments. Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of coastal to me as well. We could just go like Preveza, but normally they pick bigger cities here, so maybe we just go like here. Don't really see anything that looks... I mean, I want to pick someone that at least starts with an E. And I don't see any major cities. Edessa is... I don't think it is. So, yeah, I guess I'll just go here. Yeah, I don't think it's Corfu, so yeah, let's just go for this. We'll see. And indeed, it was Thessaloniki there. So, that is, I think, about it. Okay, we have one more world map here. Let's just send it in. We got 10,000 health. And this one will just be Greece. Probably, let's go like on that peninsula there. And it was actually just near Patras there. Okay, so that is it for the video, guys. And we have made it to 10 countries now. This is our final board. Look, guys, we can actually pick 2 US this year. I think we'll pick Midwest, but that is it for the video. So if you want to see any more of this, I would be happy to do it. Obviously, we could try like blink mode or something else to kind of spice it up here. Guessing wrong country only, that could be fun. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, guys, and goodbye.